Picture this. You've just settled into your seat. The plane is about to push back, and the flight attendant walking past you knows something you don't. Something that could make your entire journey smoother, safer, and honestly a lot more enjoyable. And they're not going to tell you unless you ask the right way, at the right time, or unless someone pulls back the curtain entirely. That's exactly what we're doing today. We tracked down real insights from experienced cabin crew members, people with decades of flying experience, and what they shared about senior travelers specifically will genuinely surprise you. Because here's the thing, nobody talks about. Flying after 60 is a fundamentally different experience than flying at 30. Your body responds differently. Your risks are different. Your needs are different. And the system, as it currently exists, was not designed with you in mind. But flight attendants? They see everything. They've watched thousands of passengers, and the ones who travel smart versus the ones who struggle? The difference almost always comes down to a handful of things that nobody ever explained to them. So whether you're heading to see grandchildren, embarking on that retirement trip you've been dreaming about for years, or simply flying more than ever, now that your schedule finally allows it, these 8 confessions are going to change how you approach every single flight from here on out. Confession number 1. The boarding process is the single most dangerous moment of your flight, and most senior travelers don't take it seriously enough. Flight attendants watch passengers board every single day, and what they notice is that older travelers frequently rush, overstuff bags into overhead bins without asking for help, and strain themselves before the flight even begins. The confession here is that pre-boarding for seniors is not a favor being done for you. It exists specifically because the boarding process, with its narrow aisles and awkward overhead storage, carries real physical risk. Use pre-boarding every single time. No exceptions. Your pride is not worth a pulled muscle or a fall at 30,000 feet before the journey even starts. Confession number 2, and this one genuinely surprised us when we dug into it. Dehydration at altitude affects older adults far more severely than younger passengers, and flight attendants say this is the thing they wish every senior traveler understood before setting foot on a plane. The pressurized cabin environment at cruising altitude essentially mimics being in a desert. Humidity inside an aircraft cabin can drop to around 10 to 15% during a long flight, which is drier than most actual desert climates. For a 25-year-old, this means dry skin and maybe a headache. For someone over 60, whose body already processes hydration differently, this can mean cognitive fog, dizziness, increased blood clot risk, and cardiovascular strain. The confession is that flight attendants are instructed to prioritize service timing, not your hydration. Nobody is going to walk by every 20 minutes and check whether you've had enough water. You have to manage this yourself. Bring an empty refillable bottle through security, fill it before you board, and drink proactively, not reactively. Do not wait until you feel thirsty, because at altitude, by the time thirst kicks in, you're already significantly dehydrated. Confession number 3. The seat you choose is making more of a difference than you realize. Flight attendants see the full picture of who struggles and who doesn't during a flight. And here is what they've quietly observed. Seats near the front of economy are not just about getting off faster. They're quieter, experience less turbulence because of where they sit relative to the aircraft's center of gravity, and they're closer to flight crew who can assist you more quickly if needed. Bulkhead seats, the ones with the wall directly in front, offer extra legroom, but come with a hidden catch for seniors specifically. The armrests on bulkhead seats typically cannot be raised, which means if you have any hip, knee, or mobility issues, getting in and out of a bulkhead seat can actually be harder than a standard seat, despite the extra legroom. Know this before you book. Confession number 4 hits close to home for a lot of travelers. Flight attendants say that senior passengers frequently do not disclose medical conditions or medications that the crew absolutely needs to know about, and this creates dangerous situations mid-flight. Here's the reality. Flight attendants are trained in basic emergency medical response, but they can only help you effectively if they know what they're dealing with. If you take blood pressure medication, If you have a cardiac condition, if you carry an EpiPen, or have diabetes, please tell the crew during boarding. You don't need to announce it to the whole plane. Simply approach a flight attendant as you board, quietly let them know the key relevant information, and they will keep an eye on you throughout the flight. This is not about being a burden. This is about giving trained professionals the context they need to potentially save your life if something goes wrong at altitude, where medical help is 40 minutes away at best. Confession number 5. And this one comes with a bit of urgency attached to it. The in-flight medical kits on most commercial aircraft have been significantly upgraded in recent years, including access to automated external defibrillators and a range of medications. However, flight attendants confess that many senior travelers don't realize that there is almost always a doctor or nurse on board commercial flights. Flight crews are quietly trained to ask for medical volunteers when a passenger needs assistance. And statistically, given the demographics of air travelers, medical professionals are on board more often than you might expect. Knowing this should give you confidence. You are not completely without medical support if something happens, but it should also reinforce why communicating your conditions matters. Because the faster the crew can brief a volunteering medical professional, the better the outcome for you. Confession number 6 is about something flight attendants genuinely wish they could broadcast over the intercom. Movement during long flights is not optional for senior travelers. It is medically necessary. Deep vein thrombosis, the formation of blood clots in the deep veins of the legs, becomes exponentially more likely with age, prolonged immobility, and the low cabin pressure environment. Flight attendants see passengers sit completely motionless for 5, 6, 7 hours because they don't want to be an inconvenience, they've fallen asleep, or they simply didn't know better. The confession is this. Flight attendants genuinely want you to get up. Standing up once an hour, walking to the back of the plane, doing simple ankle circles and calf raises in your seat. All of this makes a measurable difference. Book an aisle seat specifically so that getting up doesn't require climbing over other passengers. Your cardiovascular system will thank you. Confession number 7 will change how you think about airline special services. Most airlines offer a range of assistance services for passengers with mobility or medical needs, but flight attendants confess that these services are massively underutilized by senior travelers because of a combination of pride and lack of awareness. Wheelchair assistance, for example, is not only for passengers who cannot walk at all. It is available for anyone who finds long terminal walks exhausting or difficult. Requesting it doesn't mean surrendering your independence. It means you'll arrive at your gate with energy intact rather than exhausted before you've even boarded. Additionally, airport wheelchair assistance is typically free of charge. You request it when booking your ticket or by calling the airline directly. The system exists specifically for you. Using it is not weakness. Using it is wisdom. Confession number 8. And we've saved this one for last, because it's the confession that flight attendants say they wish they could tell every single senior passenger who boards their aircraft. The flight attendants themselves are your single greatest resource on that plane, and most senior travelers are too hesitant to use them. Cabin crew are not just beverage service. They are trained safety professionals who genuinely want your flight to go well. If you're cold, ask for a blanket before you spend 3 hours shivering. If you can't open your snack packaging because of arthritis in your hands, hand it to them. If you feel dizzy or unwell in any way, tell them immediately rather than waiting to see if it passes. If you need help with your bag, ask before you attempt it alone and hurt yourself. Flight attendants say the passengers who have the smoothest flights are consistently the ones who communicate openly and ask for help without hesitation. Here is the bottom line that ties all 8 of these confessions together. Flying smart as a senior traveler in 2026 comes down to preparation, communication, and letting go of the idea that asking for assistance is somehow a sign of decline. The passengers who thrive at altitude are the ones who understand the environment they're entering, who advocate for their own needs, and who treat the flight crew as the trained professionals they genuinely are. Share this video with someone you know who has a flight coming up, because this information is far too valuable to keep to yourself. And if you want more content specifically about traveling better, smarter, and more comfortably as you get older, hit that subscribe button right now, because we have so much more coming your way.